Hey y'all, it's your girl Millichun. Let me get the official pot stirrer in here and we're gonna get this going. Hold on. Perfect. Perfect. You got right on in there, right on time. I mean, right on time. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
We got some things to cover, girl.
Do we?
We got some stuff to cover. So, first of all, thank you all for being here at Millichun TV. Um, the official pot stirrer and myself, we've had some things going on, and now we're back and we are ready. So, let's just jump on into it. First thing we're going to talk about is Belle Collective. And it's been a lot. It's a hot topic. Belle Collective is a hot topic, right? It's a hot
And you
topic.
are a contributing factor.
Oh, yeah. Hey, the diva. Yeah. But you know what? I'm going to start with this. My interview with JJ was a necessary interview, I believe, because I think people wanted to hear from the man in the middle, right?
Yeah.
I see a lot of comments. People saying that Gucci is jealous. Some people say Selena shouldn't be there. We're just going to get into it. Let's get into the show. So the show opens up, Glenn and his grandmother. Let's send our prayers out to him. That was really sad. I think Letitia has to set boundaries with Glenn. She's going to have to continue to do that.
I agree 1,000%.
And I think Glenn got it twisted a little bit. Thank you, Essie. I think Glenn got it twisted a little bit. He got it twisted, her being there for him, as everything is okay.
Absolutely. Listen, I think from season 1, when she explained, LP explained her and Glenn's dynamic, she was basically at Glenn's beck and call. So her being, his everything, so to speak, when it comes to him emotionally and providing stability, he just fell into that like it was nothing. Yep. And, I don't want to seem insensitive, but I feel like, too, he kind of used the grandmother situation to his advantage a bit as well. That's my personal thoughts. I think he's kind of using it to his advantage.
Absolutely. Because he looked at it like, I'm going through here. I'm trying to make this song. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. Now, this is something that's really heavy. This is a family situation. So, and then the thing is, he went to the person who understood him more than anybody. He went to his wife. So why would you just not do what you're supposed to do?
That's the thing. Quite a few men always come from a place of regret, like regretting certain behavior instead of just doing the right thing from jump,
Right.
So I don't know, I don't know the way she set boundaries and left him at the table.
Yeah.
And he was 38 hot. He's contributing her doing this because she's gotten her money up. That was his words. Because she's gotten her money up is why she feels emboldened to put herself first and not take care of him first any longer. And I was like, well, dang.
And that shows a lot of how he really feels and how he really supports. You know what I'm saying? He's just supporting because he feels like that's just what he needs to do, and she'll fall back into this groove. But she's really trying to go somewhere. Now, in real life, nothing is going on with Glenn and Letitia. She's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. So as far as their story is concerned, for me, I would just like to see them go to therapy, work on their relationship, see her move back in, and they just do well in their relationship. Because this back and forth, you moving in and out, he's doing this, that, and the other every day, he following you. That right there, I'm over it.
Well, I'm usually for a redemption story, but I'm going to have to stir the pot on this one. I need Letitia to get in that Porsche and hit the gas
But she's not, though. I understand you're gonna stir the pot. I get it, but she's not. She's not. When
I just feel like she's outgrown Glenn.
She has.
She will forever. I feel like, listen, I'm not. What I'm saying is, unless Glenn can learn to accept this new Letitia, they will forever have this problem. I don't foresee it working. He's having a very hard time accepting this. First of all, he's viewed as Letitia's husband. He's not Glenn. He only Glendale when we mad with him. Other than that,
he's Letitia's husband.
That's Letitia's husband. You get what you get where I'm going.
And
so
he may not be
she's in the forefront.
He may not be able to handle that.
Right.
And he just have to understand that this is what this is.
And then men sometimes become resentful of that. We've seen that on TV as well happen. You know, they become resentful when their significant others, they're supportive of their significant others pursuing their dreams. But now her dream, she might leave me.
Yeah, and I mean it's just giving like insecure. And like it's hard to manage that. Like Letitia loves Glenn. There's no misunderstanding about that.
Right.
But he can't let the love that she has for him, he can't just accept that and support for not trying to be the man and have a position. Like your position is still her husband, but to support her with her endeavors. I just don't get it. I don't understand why men are so hard to just really accept that. And it's not just him. It's so many. Like if they see you growing 1 inch, they think you 1 foot out of the door. It's just for me.
What it is too, a lot of times, men are creatures, for the most part, women adapt to change the best. Men are creatures of habit.
Absolutely.
In their mind, if this is how their marriage is supposed to be from day one, year 20, their marriage is supposed to be the same. And I think we do get to see pretty good examples of that in Belle Collective with Cliff and Latrice and Glenn and they're having a very hard time dealing with these progressive, boss women.
And then so that in Cliff's position, what Cliff needs to do, he needs to just go get someone age appropriate who don't want to do anything but sit home and watch TV on Friday night. And I put it out there. I was like, Latrice needs to be living a soft life. The best example I could give for Latrice is Portia Williams. Gobadia. That's the life that Latrice should be living. If you're going to marry somebody 20 years older than you, you should be able to be comfortable. Now, like not Glenn, but Cliff never should have married this girl first of all, she was way younger when they got married. So, I mean, she needs to be with a basketball player, a football player, an executive, somebody, not somebody sitting here talking about you didn't get permission, sir.
And I think Cliff knows that to a certain degree. That's why he keeps trying to push this baby. We need to have a baby, so he can keep her on attached to his placenta.
And the what I have heard on the curb. Cliff all out here at the Applebee's talking to whoever he wants to talk to. He all at the Applebee's talking to women. Latrice could be sitting back in the back while he at the bar talking to somebody. And then like when she ready to go out, then he want to be right here in front of her. He think he can just do what he wants to do.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Not surprised, but
I got that
even when you're on TV, you're still doing. Well, I'm not surprised because some of the stuff he done on camera, but that's not good.
And then all these pop-ups. That's right, Lady V. All these pop-ups. I cannot with you popping up in my spot.
Yep, that's her zaddy.
I cannot with that. I cannot with you popping up in my spot. Okay. So Marie was like, wait a minute, where else we going? Where else we go before I get on this?
Let's talk about the blind date.
Oh my Lord.
With Playa and Marie Monroe.
One thing about it, She said teeth. He had all of his teeth. They were just gold, but he had them. Girl, when I saw the bottom of them shorts, I said, Marie gonna fall out. She gonna fall out.
When I saw him walk in, I said, oh, this is gonna be pure TV gold.
He was this tall. Marie in there with her best work outfit on. Her best set.
Give it First Lady tease.
Give it monochromatic.
And First Lady monochromatic. Yes.
And he done walked in here like he fresh off of
the yard.
I mean, I'll be back, y'all. Pause the game for me. I'll be right back. And then the fact you talking about player, sir, how old are you? What's
there was no shame. I was like, he's really gonna tell her like his name is Player.
Girl, not Trick Daddy, because you about right. You about right.
You onto something.
You onto something.
Let me tell you. When she pulled out the NDA.
And I'm like, you in a bowling alley, Marie. This not Beyonce. You're in a bowling alley.
Baby, that whole scene was so funny.
It was hilarious.
And when at the end when she called Letitia, to me, that's what makes shows so good, because you can tell Marie and her are really friends outside of the show.
Yeah,
because that's something me and my homegirl, we would have that conversation after a date or something like that. Like, girl,
I can't believe you know me better than this. You got to do better. Tell me, did you
have my Player? Well, that's his nickname.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. So after the date, then we get to Selena and I think we open with Selena and Latrice in the store, right?
Dun dun dun. Friend, what did you think?
Okay, let me just start it like this, because whoever watches this, they're gonna have a problem with it. I feel like they're gonna have a problem with it. I really do.
Yeah, because there are some strong Selena fans out here.
Mm-hmm. But I just need y'all to know, I'm not coming from I don't like Selena. I like Selena. I watch Selena like everybody else has, right?
Right.
I felt like Selena could have kind of slow rolled that, but I also felt like Selena had a lot of stuff she was ready to get off her chest, because she went right in. You know what I'm saying? She
came in hotter than fish grease, baby.
Did. One of them bales of stale, and she doing this, and Sanjay sold more houses, and I was like, slow down, Selena, like just slow down. Like, we want you on the TV. You want to be on the TV. Slow down. We got time. But she got it all out. She got it all out.
She didn't leave us any breadcrumbs. It's like she showed up naked.
She been waiting for 10 years to
see this. Yeah, she showed up naked. And my thing is, again, you know, fans, I like Selena from Bring It, but Selena on Belle Collective is a whole different beast.
Well, see, you know, Bring It was a show about the girls, right?
Right.
The mothers, everybody stood outside. JJ was a part of it, and you know, he was this larger than life personality.
Yes.
Selena used to gather them girls together outside. She gathered them often. She gathered Tina and Mimi. She gathered them up, right? And she would be a breakout out of all those, you know, out of all those ladies. So, I mean, after Bring It went away, I think Selena kind of was on tour with the girls, you know, or whatever. But I mean, where has she been? You know what I mean? Where has she been? But then they brought her back on the Belle Collective. This is a different kind of show. I feel like Selena and Gucci could be really good television.
Absolutely.
I feel like they could get really good TV.
Absolutely.
But I think that if we're gonna go with how OWN is, the way people say OWN is, Selena has messed up.
Yes.
Because I am aware that she was the one that threw the glass first. Gucci had stitches in her hand, and she had stitches over her eye. So
let me sip, honey.
So that was her part. But the thing is, like they was talking about in the live, if Selena could have just, like when Gucci said you're an extra, and she could have said something like, I might be an extra, but I'm gonna be extra on this TV, and then let Gucci come up with a comeback, and then they just keep that going. I think
banter off one another. I think Selena did a disservice by going 0 to 100. She should have went 0 to 25, then 25 to 50. Like, let us want to see more of you.
Slow it down, because
let us want to see more of you. You just like you kind of just gave us everything in the first time scene.
In 3 minutes.
Yeah, you just and I get it. You wanna kind of solidify yourself, but it's a fine line between coming across thirsty and hungry. Okay.
Right. And I feel like she hadn't been on TV in a while. She hadn't been on this particular network ever. Only Danielle asked, did Selena reach out to Latrice or vice versa? I
think it's Latrice.
Let me tell you how they talked about it in the live last night. They told exactly how it happened.
Okay.
Last season, Latrice told Gucci that the producers wanted her to bring up the fact that Selena slept with her husband. Because Selena and Cliff slept together. Point blank, period. Not alleged. That's real.
Right.
So she told Gucci that, and Gucci said, well, that has nothing to do with me. She said, I just want to let you know that's what the producers are saying to me. So I feel like they had a plan.
Already working.
They were already on it because they wanted her to mention it. Now, my thing would be, I would feel a certain way if I was Latrice. I personally gonna have a problem with my husband's old whatever on the show. She can't be my friend. Like, you want me to, like, she gonna be my friend? Okay. So
this is the thing with Latrice.
So wait a minute. The thing is, Latrice and Cliff were the ones who got Selena's name on the show. Okay. That's how, Danielle, that's how that came to be. But go ahead.
I think that's accurate. And I also think Latrice gets caught up maybe in this aspect of herself that she's the queen bee, she's the biggest Belle. Because why would you be cackalaking?
I don't know, child.
Because look, if it's not so Gucci, it's gonna be somebody else.
Yeah,
Selena gonna have to get into it some kind of way with somebody.
And my thing is, she knows all the girls. She's cool with Tamra. Clearly, she's cool with Latrice. Marie said, they're both lovely women. I don't know how Letitia feels about them. I have no idea how that works.
Friends.
Well, the thing is this, sure. Only Danielle. If Latrice was the one that allegedly, apparently, or who brought Gucci on the show. And like Marie opened her live up the other night with, if Selena was such good friends with Latrice, why didn't she bring Selena on the show firsthand? Selena would have been on the show season 2, season 3. You know what I mean?
Because she into it with Gucci. And that brings me to say this. It's like, I used to kind of go up for Latrice in the first season because how Marie came at her. Mm-hmm. But now with everything, how everything is, coming out to play, mm-hmm. it seems like Marie could be telling the truth about Latrice being a snake.
Wait a minute. Who you talking about weren't friends, Danielle? Because Latrice said that she and Selena have been friends for the longest time. She said Selena was a supporter of her with her hair. She and her girls always supported. So somehow, some way, Latrice and Selena have been thick as thieves. She said that. She said she has supported. She even showed like things with Sanjay and the girls coming into her shop. So they've been friends. But my thing is, if you're going to pitch somebody, why not pitch your friends? Although Latrice and Gucci are from the same town, like the way Latrice is making it seem with Selena now, that's her day one. So I don't know.
I think it's not gonna end the way that Latrice wanted it to end, because again, I'm sorry, but sometimes Latrice just comes across, she wants the fandom, so to speak, and she wants to be liked by the fans. And I feel like Selena coming in already has a stronger fan base, especially the tides are turning against Latrice. So Selena and Latrice may end up getting into it, because it does come across that Latrice kind of falls out with everybody.
Yeah. And Danielle, I don't find that hard to believe, because what I find hard to believe is that that's your girl right now. I find that hard to believe that she riding so hard for Selena, knowing the history that Selena and Cliff has had. So I don't find it hard to believe that they could be friends 10 years ago. I don't find that hard to believe. And who knows what's going on, because Cliff could be like, that's, let me be quiet. I ain't gonna say that. Let's keep going. Okay. I mean, because they friends now. You know what I'm saying? If
For
that's
now,
the case, they wouldn't be friends then. Like she didn't. She get on the show and she said she been my friend for a long time, like for 10 years. If this is before Belle Collective. So if you're my friend for 10 years versus a girl I know from my hometown, I'm definitely gonna pitch my friend that I've known 10 years for the show.
I think sometimes Latrice has that thing where she wants you to put you on, but she don't want you to be bigger than her.
Oh no, she doesn't.
So Gucci was her girl. So Gucci became the fan favorite. Now they done fell out. Her and Selena, they'll be good as golden if the network, chooses to move forward in whatever type of way with Selena. Then we'll see how it plays out next year. Because somebody gonna have a talk. Because guess what? I feel like at the end of the day, this whole Selena, so Gucci and JJ situation, that will have to work itself out before anything. That can come to a resolution, because they're family, so to speak. That can lean towards a resolution. But if Selena and Treese get to beefing, that could go on and on forever.
And look at this. Like, what if, because people say that Gucci is jealous. People say they're jealous, so they have their opinion. My opinion is no. Because
I agree. She's not jealous.
In my opinion, if Gucci was jealous, that would mean that he would be with Selena. You know what I'm saying? And, people want to say, well, he still loves her. After the interview that I had with JJ and the way he broke that down, like he said, I appreciate her for being the mother of my children. Like, I just don't think anything is there. Like other people think it is, I don't think it is. You know what I mean?
I think again, and this is kind of a theme from Love and Marriage Huntsville fans as well. People see what they want to see in things. Like from Bring It On, JJ was always the supportive father. Seemed very much, he's always there for the girls and supporting and pushing and rooting them on. And they seem to have a nice family dynamic on the show. So people will gravitate to that kind of Black family kind of dynamic. So I think maybe that's where people kind of feel like he wants to be with her. But I think JJ is just a charismatic guy. I think he's very respectful, but he will tell it like it is. Because in your interview, baby, when JJ said she thought I was a scratch off, but come to find out I'm a lottery ticket, I said, hey!
Yep, absolutely. And I feel like, okay, let's say that everything that the guys was talking about on the deck was true. Cliff was sleeping with her 2 weeks after JJ and Selena got married. That's wild to me, right?
He was messed up behind that. And I think JJ might be a little still messed up behind that too.
Because he said in the interview, he thought she was married for love, like he was married for love. You know what I'm saying? That's hurtful. So I can't, I'm gonna tell you one thing about it. You can say what you want to, but when a man is hurt, like it's different than our hurt.
Right.
They cannot, like, we could definitely still be in love with somebody.
Right.
But they have a disdainment and they are done. And I just I don't believe that, and I don't think Gucci is jealous. I think she and JJ have been moving out here before Belle Collective. They've been doing that thing, traveling.
Right.
We've seen it on the internet,
Absolutely.
and and I mean, I think they're good television. Now, I just really
Absolutely.
and truly hope that the big thing is JJ get a relationship with his girls, and that's Gucci's standpoint. That's exactly what he wants. That's what she wants, and that's what they need. Because JJ and his girls, they have a YouTube channel. They did YouTube stuff. He was all, it's just, I don't know what to say. I just really want them to get back together.
Do you think? Let me ask you this: how do you think it will be since the girls are adults and they're older? Do you think it will be? Do you think JJ feels like Selena still has like this very strong influence over the girls, where the lane is clear for him to have a relationship, or no?
Yeah, Sanjay was in the live last night.
Okay.
And she had a lot of things to say. So, I mean, I don't know what influence is. I don't know how the girls feel. They could just have their own feeling, Danielle said, I feel like the way Carlos was talking, Selena will be back. I feel like that too. Even though there was a scuffle and OWN doesn't do that, they don't uphold that. Carlos does not uphold that. I feel like because of the way people are talking about it right now, it is getting I feel like I don't know what their ratings are, but I feel like they're up from before. I have to see. But if it's going to be ratings up, it's definitely a possibility that she may show up next season.
I don't see why not.
Even though Akeisha had said last night, she was like, if she wanted to be on the show, she should have acted differently. Because OWN does not play that. And that's what Akeisha said. And I really hate it had come to that.
It's sad, but I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the way So Gucci kind of gave it to her.
Girl, that was crazy. When she called her extra, and then
it was a look up and down.
I'm gonna tell you something. Now Gucci was shading last night on that live, and she said something. It was shade, but it was real. She was like, because I couldn't understand either. Like, why would Selena say I was married to JJ first? Like,
yeah, I didn't get that either.
That's not even.
Or irrelevant. That she was on TV first.
Yeah.
I think that's a message that she's secretly competing.
Yeah.
Selena's secretly competing.
And then for Gucci to say, well, you slept with Cliff first. I was done.
So Gucci was eating Selena up, honey.
When she said that, I was like, she right. I mean, she did.
So Gucci got it in her, baby. She can definitely get activated. I was here for it. She can definitely get activated under the right circumstances.
Yeah, but I don't feel like, I'm just gonna say this the last time I'm gonna say this. I don't feel like Gucci is jealous because first of all, she got the man. That's the big thing. That's the whole thing right there. And Selena is supposed to be married. Like she has a fiance. Right? So I mean, they could really have a spinoff. All of them.
I thought about that earlier as well.
I would watch that. That would be good.
I thought about that as well.
Okay, who else do we have on the docket? Who else? Let me see. Nothing. Tamra wasn't on the episode until the end, and she wasn't doing anything. What else? Marie really wasn't doing anything. She didn't come to the hair thing.
No.
Letitia,
even though she was invited.
Yeah, but let me tell you this about that. And this is something that the people in Atlanta could take a note from. Just like Marlo had gone to Kenya's thing and knowing Kenya doesn't like her, Marie did not go. She was like, I'm not going. She said on her live, she said, why would I go? I don't fool with Latrice like that. Right. And I was like, that's how you can be so real. You can just chalk it up. Like, I'm not about to sit here and pretend that I'm liking Latrice, knowing I'm still harboring these feelings for her. I'm not about to go to that. And I appreciate
that. And then not only that, The wig line is shading all the girls. Latrice's wig line is shading
all the girls. Shaded all the girls. I think Akeisha said her hashtag now is going to be Hattie made something. She was like, girl, that was crazy.
I said, oh my God. I said, this why the people can't take you.
But I wanted to know, and I asked the question to some people. So they say that we got a lot more to look from Tamra, from Marie, and Gucci's party. So I'm ready to see Gucci's party.
And just a little sidebar. Allegedly, Tamra could be expecting.
A little bit. They showed the sonogram. And we know Latrice not pregnant. I'm going to leave that right there. But if she is,
who's the baby daddy?
I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that. But what I am going to get into is this. This will be, you know how she was balled up on that couch talking to Damon? And she was so unhappy, talking about she wanted to get her own little spot. Tamra has a foundation that she wants. Her mother and father has been married for 50 plus years. She wants to be married. She wants to move in the house. And she wants to have a family.
Yep.
Allegedly, if she is pregnant, this is definitely out of sequence for her. And you saw how she was so uneasy about moving in with Damon.
Right.
I'm not saying that she wouldn't be happy.
Right.
But I'm saying that it's out of sequence for her.
Right. Very much so. Because she's definitely been all gas about wanting things a certain way.
Yes.
And I don't think she would mind if somebody, sometimes men move slow. If somebody else coming around the block gonna give it to her just how she wanted.
And I shared this with her. I told her that I was really disappointed that she had moved in with Damon, because she was like 10 toes down. That's not what I want to do. You want to move in? Do we have a ring? Like, they're not even engaged.
Yeah, very much out of sequence.
Very much out of sequence. Very much. Now that's all for that.
Switch gears a little bit.
Okay, I'm ready.
I got some hot news.
I'm with it. Let's go.
Monique and Chris Samuels. Monique filed for divorce.
Girl, I posted about that. I told everybody though. I saw
it. Me too.
Saw it. Okay. First of all, Monique was so disrespectful to Chris. Like, as not putting all my business out here, but as a woman who has been divorced, there comes a moment when you are just aggravated, right? Monique, I recognized it on her. She was aggravated with the way Chris raised his left hand. Like, she had a problem with everything he did.
Yeah.
Like, they're in Africa feeding giraffes out of the window, and you want to talk about our marriage? Girl, we ain't gonna do this no more. I'm not about to talk about, I'm feeding a giraffe. We can talk about this when we get home. Then she gets home and sit in the middle of the floor, and poor Chris, he just lost in the sauce, not even knowing which way to turn when he's talking to her. He just picked her up off the floor and just...
Yep.
And then, like, even when he told her to hush, like, she deserved that, because she was doing so much talking.
So,
and then she just took that out. She took that crazy.
We don't want to see a dissolution of marriage, but it was called last year when we said it was happening.
Absolutely.
People have to pay attention to the body language, not everything that they're saying, but how things look all together, cumulative. So, yep.
She was just so aggravated with him. She was just so bothered. And then, and then I'm gonna say this. I'll never forget when people put that out, I immediately posted it. And then it came back. I was like, people doesn't get this wrong. Like, they just, they're not the Sun.
Reliable. Reliable
You
outlet.
know what I'm saying? They don't just put stuff out.
Right. But this story also came through people as well.
Exclusive in parentheses. So yes, this is, I knew it. You know, all that on there talking about this is my ring and blah blah blah.
It was
Girl,
all
whatever.
pomp and circumstance.
She talking about some bodies oils. Girl, please, you trying to get boxes from look, this not working. I already knew it wasn't working. And Danielle said no one was surprised about it. Nobody that watched her on any show was surprised about it. And this is why she left DC. This is why she left Love Marriage DC. Because she didn't want that stuff to play out like Mel and Martell.
Or she wanted more money for it.
Probably. Because I remember Carlos was saying, you know, he said in a roundabout way, you know, people on the show didn't realize they were part of an ensemble. And she probably was feeling like it was, he didn't say it was her, but I was inferring that it was her.
Right. You read in between the lines on that one for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, we saw that coming. So let's move on to Love and Marriage DC. I mean, Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm just tired. Girl, I'm so tired. These people are driving me crazy. Like, y'all, let me
the Black Expo.
Let me tell you right now. Let me say this. And all I do is watch TV and I talk about it. And I don't know these people like that. I just talk about what I see. If I get to talk to them, we have a conversation. We're not calling each other, texting each other every day. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Right. But Letitia Scott tans my hide. Like, I am so aggravated with her. We can get into it, but let me tell you the part that got me on the show. Mel has been clear since season 2 about this comeback group.
Right.
She don't want anything to do with it. She's done with it. Let's dissolve it. Let's move on. They have this meeting. Well, you know, they had a meeting about it. Mel brought up the sponsor stuff. All that happened. Then they had come up with a solution if Mel wasn't going to be in town. She can do a video. Tisha said no.
Right.
So then Tisha says, let's go out to eat. Why would Mel and Tisha ever go out to eat? Tisha said Mel had a dark soul and she's a devil in sheep's clothing. And we all know the right way to say it, but that's what she said. She's a devil in sheep's clothing, right? So all of a sudden now you want to know, how is it, you know, 1 week on and 1 week off? How is that? Tisha, really? I don't blame Mel. I'm not about to sit here and tell you what's going on. At the time, she had open custody situations going on. Do you need some info? Do you need some help? You need a guide because that's what you're trying to do? Let me know.
I think Tisha really wants to be Mel's. I think deep down inside, she really wants to be Mel's friend. But on the other side of things, she is so gun-ho on holding this grudge with Mel, trying to have destroyed her marriage, that is just Tisha doesn't know how to let go of things and move forward.
No, she can't even keep it together because they were talking about sponsorship. She was like, well, I tried to support you, but you had me escorted out. Tisha, keep it in line, baby. We said sponsorship.
Right. Like she was still mad about that. That was season 1.
She's still holding on to it. Then she wants to come here and say, I think Mel is using excuses. Like, she don't use an excuse. She don't want nothing to do with it. But Tisha just wants what she wants.
When you get a divorce, your ex goes this way, you go that way.
Mm-hmm.
People are forgetting she's during this time in a custody battle, all of this stuff, and having to be forced to have some kind of interaction with her ex-husband that's putting her through tumultuous times.
Right.
And I think people are forgetting that. And she's still, and even Tisha's like, oh, forget that. Let's worry about the community. The community.
Yeah. She was like, we can just put our personal stuff aside and just focus on the community.
Baby, you're not involved in a custody battle where a man wants access to your bank records, your social media passwords.
That's crazy.
Come on.
And the last person you dated. And let me go back to Marceau. Marceau saying that them wanting something is greed, right? So he goes, you are being greedy because you want the people who, how did he say that? You want the people who support you to buy something from you. Ain't that why you got chocolate up in the bottle up here every time?
Hello, that's all that they do.
Isn't that why
that's all that they do?
Come on.
That's that spin game that he be running on Tisha.
Oh, girl.
Which leaves a perfect segue. Exactly, Shirley. You absolutely right. That's a perfect segue into, him convincing her that he out of her allowance for them to be able to cohabitate in one place, she'll have to come out of her allowance to get the project done. Like that whole thing sounds like some fooly wine. Okay.
No, the first of all, Marceau talking about. I don't even know why Marceau even brought that up about him and MJ moving somewhere and her and the girls moving somewhere. I don't even know why he brought that up to Tisha. He knows that Tisha will have a coronary if anything like that happened. She would lose her mind. She already went to bachelor pad and he there with his son.
She definitely did.
You want to have a bachelor pad? Not with my son.
That the whole reasoning they gave behind it, something is just, it's not sitting in my spirit well. No. I'll just leave it at that. It just, something just sounds off. You about to have Never Scotland. Okay? We've been waiting 3 years for Never Scott Manor to get completed. Okay?
And what is going on with you fixing? What are you fixing in the house that you got to move out for, and then
into an even smaller space,
and then move back into where you moved out from, and wait 2 years before you get in your house? So what are y'all doing? That is crazy.
It doesn't sound.
Okay, we got that out. That's done. Let's get to the piece of the puzzle that was piecing. Stormy's family could have their own show. Stormy and them don't even have to be on Love and Marriage Huntsville. It could be the Steels show.
Girl. Steal across the tracks. Featuring one of them, the best of my side, and it's still the other side. They can have their own show. Because Miss Betty is a nasty piece of work.
Baby, but Aunt Lisa ain't nothing to play with either.
She said, you gonna have to bail both of us out if I go back in there and talk to her.
She said, you're not even my sister anymore.
Betty is a nasty piece of work.
And she like,
I ain't never said nothing like that about nobody mama, but Betty is a nasty, nasty piece of work.
And didn't Stormy call her mama the B word? She called her, she was like, what you laughing at? And she was like, B, so what? I went to jail. I was like, did she call her mama the B word? Because you know what? It's a lot of cursing going on. I can't handle that cursing around my mama. Girl, I was talking to my mom today and said lying and had paused for a response because I didn't know what she was going to say. I was glad she laughed and went on with the joke.
Girl. That scene was, I
wasn't even expecting it.
That was horrible. And she talked to her nephew like that, talking about, you a condescending little prick. I was like, I had to clutch my breath. I said, why she eating him up like that? She done embarrassed him already. Why she eating him up like that?
Shirley
I like that. Still crazy. I do. I like that.
Shirley. Let's get it to Carlos, because baby, that is it. Girl, but it was the music for me when Betty was walking outside. It was like Jason. I was like, oh my God.
Did you see the way Stormy kept looking at the corner of her eye?
Say what?
Did you see how Stormy kept looking at the corner of her eye?
She was nervous. She was nervous. And poor Stormy, she really wants the family to do right. But I'm going to tell you.
Stormy really loves her aunt, though.
Yeah, she does. She said she's
you could tell, like, her and her aunt really have, like, a really, really strong bond.
But you could tell, like, when she said, you know, like, I need y'all to talk. I need you to, you know, like, she's like, if I talk, you know, I'm going to go to jail. But when she said that it was about the dad that had got sick, you know how that goes in families. Whoever is the caretaker, more than likely they the one with the money. They handling the money. And the person probably is closer to them. And usually that causes a little separation in family.
Right.
Clearly that's what has happened here. And it's so sad that it happened like that.
You know, no, like that Jay-Z and Beyonce say, no one wins when the family feuds.
No, and I'm gonna
tune in and I'm gonna watch.
But it's so sad though.
Listen, Betty ain't trying to fix nothing.
No, the way she sat back on that couch.
She is very comfortable operating in that type of dysfunction.
Absolutely.
She seems very comfortable with that. She did not give two pieces of cake about throwing the cousin under the bus for needing to being bailed out or, you know, whatever it was. She's very comfortable in that dysfunction. And that says a lot about her and Stormy's relationship as well.
Because when she said that about that $15,000, I was like, I was waiting on Aunt Lisa because I knew that was going to be a problem.
You see how it happened. It almost seemed like she was jealous that the $15,000 could have been better used if it came to her, because the way she said it, you Stormy paid $15,000. Like,
well, I think it was just the fact that she felt like he should have worked harder for Stormy for everything Stormy has done for him. I think she felt like he should have just worked harder, and he shouldn't have felt like he did because he was a little lazy. He was lazy. Courtney said every time he walked in, he was on his phone. You know, he probably was like, it was a nepotism situation. He probably was just taking advantage of it.
Now, I will give some of that. But I also have to say, it's, you know, you got to set the example in leadership as well.
Yeah,
and the requests that some of the employees were making, it was very bottom of the barrel operation.
Yeah, it was.
Like, you don't have enough labels. You're printing product. You don't have enough labels. That's not setting the standard. That's not leading by example. So if the leadership is poor,
everything gonna trickle down.
What can you really expect from who you choose? Now, I'm sure he probably was on his phone, or he probably whatever it was, but they fired him.
They did.
So I don't understand. You still fired him anyway. So why are you calling this? Why are you so mad now? He's fired. He's let go.
Yeah. But that mama, she couldn't handle that, you know. And then I guess Betty probably could not wait to tell her.
That's what it gave. She wanted to rub that nose in it.
She was ready to tell her. And then, because they were sitting there looking like, first of all, I was sitting looking like Stormy, like, why didn't Junior tell the mama that? Like, why didn't you tell your mama that you had been fired? So now my mom has told her, you know how it is with us. Now she feeling a certain way. Because, like, where did Aunt Lisa come from? Like, I didn't even know we was going to have this cameo.
You know what? And through all of that, what I noticed, what stuck out to me the most in that dysfunction was Courtney bringing Aunt Lisa some tissue
and some water
and a water bottle. And, you know, kind of comforting her and soothing her. That spoke a lot to me.
Because she's like, she said she's like her mother.
Yeah, that spoke to me. It really spoke to me. Him catering to her.
Yeah.
And not Betty in that moment. That spoke to me.
Because Betty got that thing popping. And Betty sat there like, what you want to do?
Oh, Betty wanted to fight.
Yeah, she was ready. You come over here, you're gonna draw back a nub. I'm ready.
But Auntie was ready to get down too.
Auntie was so angry.
They would have been two aunties out there.
Oh my God, that was horrible. It was horrible. Well, let me ask you this. What did you think? And what did you in the chat? What did you think about the show? Like, how did you think this show was? Did you think that the ending was better than most of the season has been? You know, because we had Mel get her name changed, and now she is officially Melody Cherie Rogers. You know, that thing, and she finding out that she couldn't do it because she had open cases.
Mel having it confirming she got a new boo.
I was glad to hear that admission. And finally, I'm happy for her.
She's feeling protected.
Now we just gotta sit back and see how Martell gonna act. You know, he'd already been to a wedding, so we'll see what's going on after that. But I'm gonna tell you something. Queen Sheba shut Martell down. She shut him down. We have not heard from Martell Holt until, and this was just somebody saw him at the wedding, took some pictures and put it out there.
What wedding was he at?
He was at Big Ari's cousin wedding with Baby Knox.
Oh, that's who wedding she was going to. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's the closest thing she probably gonna get.
That's the closest to an altar she'll ever get.
With Martell, yeah.
Yeah, with Martell. He in the audience, she at the altar. That's just about as close as she gonna get. She should have been mouthing the vows, so she would have been half married.
I wonder how you feel when you go watch a wedding and you're a bit of a contributing factor to a delusion of a marriage. I wonder how. I don't want to know, but I wonder. Just a fly in that head of hers.
Yeah. I mean, she can't feel.
I agree, Shirley.
No. She can't feel like she's winning. You think she can feel like she's winning?
In her mind of delusion, coming from a 2-parent household,
she probably is winning. She got him up there.
She might be
holding the baby. That's like a little family. But I heard somebody say that Martell could honestly end up bringing Knox onto the show. And that would be a way to knock out Mel because, you know, the kids can't be on the show anymore.
Now, as smart as Mel is, I think she'll let Martell go all the way with it and then take Martell back to court with all the evidence that she gathered.
Yeah, she could. But, you know, at some point, you get tired of that courtroom.
Yeah.
Look, you get tired of that courtroom and you get tired of fighting. She has moved on. She has new love in her life. She's changed her name. She's rid of him. She is literally, physically rid of him on paper.
Why would you say such a thing?
What?
That's Martell. Why would you say such a thing?
God. You always know when he get caught up when lying and going on. What is it? What's her name? I just absolutely love her on this internet. T for talk for T. What is her name? Girl, when she calls him Mr. Things of that nature. Ooh, child. Wait a minute. Y'all, I gotta give her credit because baby, she does it for me. She does it for me. Hold on. Here for hot tea. Here for hot tea calls Martell things of that nature. And it's another word. But when she say things of that nature, that does it for me.
Because nobody else say that but him. Oh my God.
No. But I thought this was, what did she say? She said she gives it on a scale of 1 to 10, she gives it a 6. I'm right there with her. I'm gonna give it a 6 too. I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6. But I feel like they need to come on with it. They need to come on with it.
Yeah, it's slowing down.
Yeah, because like this Tisha and Marceau situation, people feel like they're not together.
That's what's been buzzing.
People feel like they're not together. People feel like they already living apart. You got Kiki out here kind of cryptically saying they're not together. Yes, Essie. Yes. As much as Martell talked about Mel's brother, he was there at that type of wedding. Yes. Allegedly, that's what was said. But yeah, like I need to see some bricks, some crown molding or something going up. Maurice is so insensitive. He is. Oh my gosh. Poor Kimmy. Poor Kimmy. A mess. So I mean,
stuff
next week
that she is dealing with.
Yeah. And then him. So next week I saw that Martell gonna be at counseling. He's gonna be at a therapy session
with his brother.
His brother is gonna be on the show, right?
Yes. Are those Marlene kids?
I think so. Okay. He didn't really look like it, but yeah, I think so. Okay. So, because I was asking for that, because like when Queen Sheba did it, we found out he had a brother and a sister. I felt like I knew he had a brother, but I was not sure about the sister.
Child, the sister probably staying hiding, honey.
Well, do y'all have anything to add? I'd like to thank everybody in the chat for being here, because on Belle Collective, Gucci and Selena got it going on, and looks like Latrice and Cliff, we're going to be watching them, because whatever Selena and Gucci got going on is not going to mask Cliff and Latrice. So you can forget that.
Carlos said this is the best season yet.
Yeah, they
bringing it. The bells are ringing, baby.
They are. So I'm ready for them to keep ringing. I want Love. Wait a minute, before we go, are we all in on Love and Marriage Detroit? I need to know that from this group right here, because I'm trying. Are we gonna watch this? I'm gonna watch one episode.
I'm gonna watch
because it's giving Mel and Martell. It's giving Letitia and Glenn already in the previews. Because the girl,
Kingdom Reign show an opportunity.
Yeah, because the girl whose husband wants to become a minister, that's gonna be a good story. Because she said, "I'm not first lady material." I get that. I get it, honey. That would be a hard transition for me. Do you hear me? Oh Lord. I mean, I'm just gonna see. She said at least 2 episodes. Okay. I mean, and then it was one girl. So that was the preacher, the future preacher and the girl. Then we have the guy who had messed around with the girl in the studio. And then he mistakenly said something about another girl. And his friend was like, "Man, you just need to learn how to be quiet." So we got that going on. So they gonna come on here with some who is the dude with the little ponytail in the top?
With the man bun.
Who is that? It comes on the 24th. It's next Saturday. It comes on after Love and Marriage Huntsville next Saturday.
Okay.
So
let's get into it.
We'll have to get into it. We will be back. The original pot stirrer and myself will be back Monday. We'll be back Monday.
I'm inside.
Monday, 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern. Y'all have your questions ready, and we'll see what we can gather up this week. I'll be out of town a little bit, so Friday night, Saturday night, you'll probably get that on Sunday. But this was good, and I really thank y'all for being here. It's your girl, Millichun. Talk to y'all later.